Our first is from user Locktub, where the entitled parent tries to steal his dog, but he's ready to give them a beat down. Around 5 years ago, my mother and I adopted this little pup from the center. He's a small Maltese Shih Tzu that we named Rowdy. He's loud and proud and almost never stops barking throughout the day. His name suits him well. Other than being a little loud, he's also a good boy. A few weeks ago, we had new neighbors move in, and they are, how can I say this, a bunch of pricks. As they complained about the noise, and we told them that we've been teaching him not to be so loud. But honestly, he's still very noisy, but not as noisy as he was when we first got him. My neighbors had never seen my dog until one day I went to walk him. One of the 3 kids had ran inside after seeing Rowdy. An entitled mom came out and started yelling at me. I had my earphones in, so I could barely hear what she was saying. Back from our walk, an entitled mom is standing outside our house with her arms crossed. She starts berating me for allowing Rowdy to be so loud for so long and that he should be put down. I simply told her it's been a long process, but we're trying to help him. She didn't take this kindly and decided to try and snatch up Rowdy. I pushed her back and told her that if she even thinks about touching him, I'll call the police. She turns away and walks back inside her house. Later, while I'm at work, we get a call from our other neighbors, and they said they saw entitled mom and her husband trying to jump our fence. I told my boyfriend and my boss that we need to leave and see what's up. When we got there, entitled mom has put an effing muzzle on my dog. Rowdy kept squirming around in her arms while whimpering. We ran up and I knocked this woman's teeth in. My boyfriend grabbed Rowdy and undid the muzzle. Her husband just stood there, probably scared that my boyfriend would knock his teeth in as well. I remember how badly I beat this female dog, but there was a lot of blood coming from her mouth, and dang did it feel good. Our neighbors called the police, and when they got there, I was still on top of this whale. Pulled up and handcuffed, I was searing with rage. Rowdy seemed to be doing okay and went back to his normal loud self. Ambulance arrived soon after, and entitled mom was taken away. I was basically given the story of violence is never the answer and that I'll be taken down to the station. My actions weren't justified, to be fair, as she only put a muzzle on him, but that's when our neighbors had told him that they'd jump our fence. Hours later, I was let go, but entitled mom could still press charges for assault. Again, violence is never the answer. We haven't heard from entitled mom yet, but her husband has been given a warning in the assist of breaking and entering. I'm still surprised this whale even managed to get over the fence. That's all for now. Thanks for reading. Edit, just to clarify, no, we don't keep him out all day. He's normally kept inside on most days. Our post is from user Gaming Onslaught, where the entitled mom decides to attack OP after I roast her entitled kid at school. Backstory. This happened a few months ago. Now this entitled kid considered herself popular in our high school, and she thought this because she made friends with like 4 people and most of the teachers, but almost everyone else disliked her. She acted like she was the gosh darn queen, and nobody spoke up about how stupid she was acting. So this is where I come in. Near the end of 3rd period, the class was talking among each other, and after a couple minutes, entitled kid comes up to us, and we were all thinking, please spare us the BS today. This is how the conversation went. What are you losers doing? Talking? Yeah? I heard you were saying bad things about me. You need to learn to respect the rich people like me. Look, even if we were saying something bad about you, most of the people in our grade 10, has said something bad about you. He's not wrong. Lots of people don't like you. Are you stupid? Everyone here likes me. You're all just jealous because I have more friends than you losers. At this point, the whole room is quiet, so I decide to speak up. And kid, you're living a gosh darn fantasy. Nobody, and I mean nobody, here likes you. Your friends don't like you. They became your friends because they didn't want to be verbally abused by you on a constant basis, which is semi-true. And teachers like to make friends with students, meaning anyone here. So quit dressing up like a Barbie doll and quit acting entitled, you stupid child. After saying all that, she was in complete shock for about 5 seconds and started to cry a little. Then she walked out of the room after realizing that what I said was basically true. At least that's what I thought. At this point, everyone was looking at me like I committed a war crime. and I didn't hear entitled kid's obnoxious voice for the rest of the day, so I thought it was over. It wasn't. Next day, I was about to walk into school to chill for a few minutes. I was very tired, but before I could, I felt someone violently grab my arm. Now, I'm a very skittish person who doesn't like being touched and being grabbed, so this really scared me and dragged me back like 5 or 6 feet. After dragging me a few more feet, I pulled her arm off and asked what the heck she was doing. This is how the conversation went. "How dare you insult my daughter like that and embarrass her in front of all of her classmates?" She had it coming for a very long time. Maybe teaching your child to act like a normal person would help to make sure something like this won't happen again. She did to slap me and throw homophobic slurs, "I'm gay," and kept telling me to kill myself. I have depression, so that kinda hurt. Thanks, Karen, you effing butthole. I wasn't having it, so I decided to return the favor and smack her across the face. Bad idea. "What the frick? You assaulted me! You're in big trouble now, female dog!" At the volume she was screaming at, the principal heard her and decided to see what was going on. "What's going on here?" "He assaulted me! Expel this childish boy!" "Come into my office. We'll talk about this in there." Into the office, I noticed entitled mom was on the phone with someone, so I assumed it was the police. And I assumed correctly because after we sat down, an officer assigned to our school came into the office. "What's the problem?" "He assaulted me and threatened to kill me." I made no such comment. The CPO could see right through her and then asked me for my side of the story. "Why don't we look at the school CCTV? We'll get our answer from that." Entitled mom was still confident that I was at fault. Boy, was she wrong. After looking at the CCTV, the conversation turned into my favor. "The footage clearly shows you dragging him and slapping him, miss." The entitled mom, pale as a ghost, "He deserved it. He needs to respect his elders." "Give you the right to smack." Entitled mom gives me one hell of a slap across the face, again. "Okay, you're under arrest for assault on a minor and verbal assault." This CCTV catches audio as well. "No, I'm a single mother and have a kid to raise." "Not my problem, miss." "How dare you? You can't do this." "Damn right I can." After about 10 minutes or so, a squad car arrives and is stuffed in there and sent to the station. I think she got a couple years of jail time. I don't know exactly. Our next post is from user Cobra11, where the entitled parent screams at OP to let their son play with his crutches. I'm pretty new to Reddit, and I just so happened to stumble upon this site, so this will be my first post on this site. About 3 months ago, I broke my foot in an accident, so I had to be in crutches for a long time. I like to visit a park that looks very beautiful, and I really wanted to go one day because some people were holding a music festival there and I wanted to watch. I managed to convince my dad to drive me there and drop me off. He had some housework to do and had to leave me after I got to the park, so now I'm alone in a park with a broken foot, but I'm old enough to be alone. I sat on a bench and waited for the festival to begin. I was admiring the scenery of the park when I felt a tap on my shoulder. I turn around and there is entitled brat. He looks like he's around 5 to 7 years old, and he has the huge smug on his face. I see that he's holding my crutches and ask, in a rude voice, "Hey, can I play with your walking sticks?" I tell him kindly that I need the crutches and that I can't walk without them. He keeps begging to use the crutches, but the answer is always the same: sorry, no. I let him look at it, but just not play with it. He starts to raise his voice and I tell him to calm down. 2 annoying minutes of begging, he finally gives up and stomps away really angrily. I thought that was the end of it, but right after the festival begins, I hear a shout behind me. "Hey, let my kid play with your crutches!" I turn around and I see entitled brat with his mother, entitled mom, and the look on entitled mom's face is not friendly at all. Oh boy, things are really gonna go downhill now. I am now pretty nervous about the situation as I try to explain to entitled mom that I really need the crutches in order to walk, and that entitled brat is too short for it anyways. But she keeps arguing that sharing is caring. Her voice gets louder every time I say something in my defense. I start to get angry. Finally, she starts yelling, "Let my son play with your crutches, you idiot!" I'm shocked, but I let my anger spill out. "How many times do I have to say, ma'am, your son is too short. It is a heavy tool that could harm him. I have already let him look at it and I needed to walk." I am almost shouting. I see that a few people have started to watch the argument, and 2 people have already told Entitled Mom to stop yelling. Entitled Brat has started to whine very loudly. I hope you break your other foot and both your arms, Entitled Mom yells. She drags her son to their car and drives away. Some people who have watched the argument have come over to me and asked if I'm okay. I tell them that I'm good and I settle back down. I am glad that the argument is finally over and I enjoy the rest of the festival in peace. That r/entitled parents video, please like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more daily uploads. Also, keep the conversation down in the comment section below.